What was hidden inside a 4,500-year-old pyramid? This question has puzzled scientists, historians, and researchers for centuries. The pyramid, standing nearly 480 feet above the desert sands, held secrets buried deep within. To solve the mystery, modern researchers decided to send in a robot with a camera. The robot crawled through narrow passages carved thousands of years ago. Dust filled the air, and silence surrounded every corner. Then, suddenly, it stopped. A massive slab of stone stood in its path. The robotic camera could go no further. Experts immediately grew curious. They believed that behind this slab, a hidden chamber was sealed away for more than 4,500 years. And they were determined to uncover what lay beyond. To break through, they installed a drilling machine in front of the robot. The drill slowly cut a hole through the ancient slab. When the hole was wide enough, a small camera was inserted inside. What it captured was extraordinary. A hidden space that no human eye had seen for millennia was revealed on their screens. It was a moment of pure discovery. Egypt is home to 138 pyramids that still stand today. These massive structures have endured thousands of years. They have survived earthquakes, storms, invasions, and the harsh desert climate. Yet, despite these challenges, not a single pyramid has shifted even slightly from its place. Their stability continues to amaze modern engineers. Among all the pyramids, the most famous is the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is the tallest and largest of them all. The base of this pyramid covers 31 acres of land. To put it into perspective, that's big enough to fit 9 full-sized football fields inside. Historians estimate that nearly 2.3 million blocks were used in its construction. Some of these blocks weighed up to 50 tons each. The total weight of the pyramid is around 6 million tons. That is equal to the weight of 12 Burj Khalifas, the tallest skyscraper in the world today. The sheer size and scale of this monument are almost beyond imagination. But important questions remain. Why were such gigantic pyramids built? How did ancient Egyptians achieve such precision without modern technology? How were walls leveled with accuracy down to the inch? How did they cut and shape stones weighing 50 tons each? And how did they lift them nearly 500 feet into the air? The answers to these questions continue to puzzle scientists and engineers. Yet, piece by piece, researchers are beginning to understand the genius behind these wonders. Challenge 1. Perfect alignment. One of the greatest mysteries is the alignment of the Great Pyramid. Each side is perfectly set to face north, south, east, and west. And this was done thousands of years before compasses or GPS existed. How is such perfection possible? Experts believe the builders carefully studied the stars. They used the position of stars near Earth's poles to mark directions. By aligning their structure with these stars, they achieved near-perfect accuracy. Imagine this. With nothing more than the naked eye and basic tools, they aligned the Great Pyramid to true north within a fraction of a degree. Even today, this level of precision is hard to achieve. Challenge 2. Leveling the ground. The next major challenge was the land itself. The pyramid stands on 13 acres of land. If the ground had even a slight slope, the massive structure would have collapsed under its own weight. So how did they make the surface perfectly level? Some researchers suggest that the builders constructed a large basin around the site. They filled it with water, then compared the water level across different areas. Any ground that was higher than the waterline was carefully chiseled down. Others believe they used a simple plumb line, a rope with a stone tied to the end. If the stone fell exactly in the middle of 2 planks, it meant the ground was level. Through these simple yet brilliant methods, the Egyptians managed to prepare a flawless foundation. Challenge 3. Cutting the stones. Now came the task of cutting and shaping the stones. But how could they do this without modern saws or machines? Some experts suggest that copper tools were used. But copper alone is too soft to cut through limestone and granite. So the Egyptians may have combined copper with other materials. They could have used sand, quartz, and even acidic solutions like vinegar to wear away the stone. By striking copper chisels with wooden hammers and mixing in abrasives, they slowly shaped each block. This process took hours, sometimes days, for a single stone. It was backbreaking work. But it gave them the perfectly cut blocks needed to build the pyramid. Challenge 4. Transporting the stones. The next question is even more fascinating. How were these massive stones transported from quarries to the pyramid site? The limestone used in the Great Pyramid came from Tura, nearly 250 kilometers away. Each stone weighed around 50 tons, equal to the weight of 3 passenger buses. And yet, millions of such stones were transported across the desert. Experts believe the Nile River was the key. The stones were loaded onto large wooden boats and floated downstream. Once near Giza, they were pulled onto land using wooden sleds. Recent discoveries show that Egyptians may have poured water onto the sand in front of the sleds. This reduced friction and allowed workers to drag the heavy stones more easily. Still, each journey required hundreds of workers. It is estimated that at least 500 men were needed just to load and unload the stones at each stage. The level of coordination and planning was unmatched for its time. Challenge 5. Lifting the blocks. Transporting the stones was only half the battle. The real challenge was lifting them hundreds of feet into the air. There were no cranes or machines. So how did they do it? One theory suggests that massive ramps were built. The ramps were made of mud brick and limestone chippings. Workers dragged the stones up these ramps using ropes and manpower. Another theory suggests spiral ramps wrapping around the pyramid as it rose higher. This would allow stones to be pulled upwards in stages until they reached the top. Though no ramps have survived, these theories remain the most widely accepted explanations. Earthquake resistance and design. Another astonishing fact about the pyramids is their earthquake resistance. Despite standing for over 4,500 years, they remain stable. The secret lies in their design. The pyramid's weight is distributed evenly across its wide base. Each side is built at an angle of 51.5 degrees, creating a perfect balance. This design prevents collapse, even during strong earthquakes. It is a masterpiece of ancient engineering. Hidden chambers and mysteries. Even today, scientists continue to explore the Great Pyramid. Modern technology such as ground-penetrating radar and thermal imaging has revealed hidden chambers. Some of these rooms have never been entered since the day they were sealed. What lies inside them remains unknown. Are they storage rooms? Secret burial chambers? Or do they hold treasures and knowledge lost to time? Every discovery opens new questions about the skills and purpose of the pyramid builders. A monument beyond time. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not just a tomb. It is a symbol of human ambition, intelligence, and determination. It was built thousands of years ago, yet it continues to inspire wonder today. It has outlasted empires, civilizations, and natural disasters. Even in the modern age, we struggle to fully understand how it was built. And perhaps that mystery is part of its magic. The Great Pyramid stands as a reminder that human beings are capable of extraordinary achievements. It is more than stone, it is history, legend, and engineering genius combined.